Hi everyone, welcome back. This is a sketchbook that took me about 3 to 4 years to fill. I started it when I was in college, and it was intended as sort of like an ugly dump sketchbook, sort of a good place to plan out, to write things. The paper in this sketchbook is fairly large. I want to say it's roughly 9 by 12. This is a sketchbook that I used as a sketchbook, but also as a sort of like blank slate for writing. There's a lot of words, writing, and planning that went on in this sketchbook. A lot of, concept art for zines, a lot of concepting for different projects. The largest of the paper, I think, really helped out with this. You get a lot of room to explore, and not such confined as in a small notebook. I also used this to test out new supplies whenever I got new pencils or new markers. Because of the nature of how, loose and casual everything is in this sketchbook, it made it very easy for me to just, use this as a place to very low pressure test out different things. Nothing I made in here was going to be a masterpiece. I also paste a lot of stuff in here. There's a lot of very large pages that are very difficult to fill all the way, and it was never really my intention to fill every piece of every page. Stuff that I didn't want to lose that sort of like reflected what was going on for me at the time. There's also a lot of comics in here that I've never finished. Again, the large layout of this notebook really lent itself out, just throwing down all sorts of different ideas. This is one of the notebooks where I don't think I'm gonna put it away and forget about it like I do with most of my other notebooks. I have a storage bin specifically for them. I'm leaving this notebook out because there's so many ideas in here that I haven't used yet that are still, good, but I just haven't had time to flesh out yet. So I'll definitely be keeping this one out. You'll see in here too, there's a lot of, very loose lines, a lot of repeating circles and patterns of lines. This is different art/line making exercises that I was doing to practice mark making. When I need to do art, but it doesn't fit in one of the specific niches of my other art books. Every sketchbook that I have, sort of has a purpose. I have one for painting, specifically nature scenes. I have one for doing inking, and I have a couple other ones as well, but these are the loosey-goosey. This is the loosey-goosey sketchbook. I can't say that I recommend this sketchbook for anything other than just having fun. The paper is very, very light. It is very thin. It is only good for sketching and writing down. It may do better for something like ballpoint pen if you're only doing ballpoint pen art or graphite art, but even then it's so light that I can't recommend it for any finished pieces or stuff. But it is fun to just have this massive, idea board to just poop out different things that are circulating in your mind. Also, towards the end of the sketchbook, there's a lot of figure drawing in here. Figure drawing is something that I struggle with immensely, especially with proportions. And that's something that I got into very much towards the end of this sketchbook. I have another sketchbook that's similar in size, if not slightly bigger, that will take on the role that this sketchbook filled for me for the past, 3-4 some years. The figure drawing book that I'm using for practice in here is the Drawing the Hidden Figure by Jack Ham. It was lent to me by a friend of mine, and I've been, in these pages you'll see, just copying the drawings that are in there to try and get a better grasp on figure drawing. It's very hard. And then after all of that realism, I sort of gave up and went for some much needed color and Copic markers. Like I said, this thing is everywhere. It's a real good reflection of what goes on in my brain. Thank you guys so much for joining. I know I upload not so frequently because my uploads tend to be sketchbook tours, and I upload them based on when I finish sketchbooks. But I'm hoping that this year I'll come out with a couple new videos of process pieces and things like that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!